ministry with Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. This show is all about aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. Tune in weekly as we delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world. Discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. Don't miss Making Provisions for Ministries with Bishop Jerome Jones. It's time to take your ministry to new heights.
Well, glory to God and welcome to Making Provision for Ministries. I'm Jerome Jones and I am going to be sharing with you today another opportunity to look inside what these contracts are doing to my account in real time. I want to just start by saying that I simply want to have a conversation with you and simply trying to educate as many of you as I possibly can to take part in just finding out what is available to you in these amazing contracts. You know, you'll never know if you don't take the time to explore what I am sharing with you. This is on the same line of your 401k. It's just better. It's on the same line as your insurance, life insurance policy, term life insurance with a cash value, but it's better. It's on the same line as your retirement plan and your pension fund, but it is much better. And it's much better than your money sitting in the bank. So I want to talk to you about a project that you could take part in and will not be at a financial risk. I really want to stress this so that you just understand that I'm not talking about something that you got to sink all your life earnings in. I'm not talking about something that you got to buy stocks and trade stocks on the stock exchange. I'm not talking about something that you got to recruit people. I'm not talking about anything that you have to attend meetings and buy products or sell products. I'm simply talking about you making one transaction cost you $100, and then you do nothing for either 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. Now you can do more if you want, but if you make one transaction on the first day, you don't have to do anything else until the 3 years is over, if you choose 3 years, or until the 5 years is over, if you choose the 5 years or the 7 years. It's up to you. Now, what is this that we're talking about? Well, in a moment, I'm going to show you my account, and I'm going to show you 3 contracts that I have that are actively running right now. I'm going to show you how they got started, and I'm going to show you what I used to start them, and I'm going to show you what's in those accounts right now on this 16th day of May 2025. Now, I want to just talk to you about it for a few minutes before I take you behind the scenes and into the back office and show you the accounts, because this is going to be like rapid fire. I'm going to do it. I've been doing this quite a while, and so you don't have to go far to find my presentation and of this particular project. But I want to talk about why I believe you should take part in it. Number one reason is you can do so without suffering financial exposure. That is huge. And how do you get to do it without suffering any financial exposure? You do so because the bank is going to lend all of the capital that you need. And now you might think, well, if the bank is going to loan me the capital, doesn't that mean I'm exposed to the amount that the bank loan is? The answer to that question is no. And the reason it is no is because, in addition to the bank being a partner in this project, the insurance company is a partner in the project too. And so the insurance company, what does the insurance company do? The insurance company insure the loan that the bank makes 100% of it. What does that mean? It means that if the project was a total failure, the bank would get 100% of their money. I will be free of 100% liability, meaning I have no liability financially. So therefore, I am not exposed to have to pay the loan to the bank, even if the project was a total failure. Now, I got to tell you, guys, that's a good position to be in. So what's next? In addition to the bank, in addition to the insurance company, there is another party, and that party is Cryptex, who manages all of the operations. Now, Cryptex is not a local company. It's not a fixed location. It has no CEO. It's totally anonymous. And you will be totally anonymous too. And all the money that you get will be totally anonymous. In other words, the bank would, no one in the government will know that you have this money. That means it's tax free. There is no, you don't have to do anything. It's the way that the project is set up. It's set up as a transaction on the most safe and secured platform there is known to man. It's the blockchain technology, and there are multi-trillions of that are being transacted over the blockchain networks every single day, and it's very, very secured. So if something was to happen with me right now, and I didn't give my secret codes to someone, that money would just sit there and no one would be able to touch it. The government couldn't go and touch it because they don't know how. They cannot get into that. Nobody else could either, because only I have the secret codes to my account. So I want to talk to you about how serious this can be for you. I'm not talking about you sinking a lot of money into nothing. You don't have any risk. We have the banks that is going to make the startup capital. We have the insurance company that is going to guarantee that loan 100%, which means I'm not responsible for a payback of no part of the loan. It's no deductible. It's nothing. Cryptex is handling all the management. So I made one transaction and I'm done. And in 3 years, I'm going to pull my money out. And then the other contracts are 5 years. In 5 years, I'm going to pull my money out in 5 years. And I'll have several other contracts as well. I have 3 now, and I'm going to get another one if the Lord's willing next week. and that'll be the fourth one. And then every 2 weeks or so, I'm going to add a contract until we get to the limit of how many we are allowed to have. But I want to show you how easy this is. You are not exposed financially at all. I am not, and yet I have three contracts that are paying me money every single day. I go into my back office, and my balance is higher every day because this is paying me money. Now you say, well, you mentioned the bank makes a loan. Every 3-year contract, the bank is going to loan that contract $30,240. And you don't need any credit check. You don't need to fill out no credit application. You don't need to have no financial information. All you need is an email address and your name. And you can open your Cryptex account. You can fund it whenever you want to after that, but it's free to open your Cryptex account. And so that's all you need. You're not being uh, evaluated as to whether or not you pass a credit test. Why? Because you're not being given any money. The money is given to the contract. And I'll show you how I am connected to the contract. Okay. But the money is in the contract, and the insurance is on that contract. So that frees me up altogether. But now I am a party to the inside the project. How do I fit in the project? Well, the banks, although they loan the money to the contract, in order for it to be lawful for the banks, they have to also attach the contract to a human being. They just can't make a loan to themselves. That's unlawful. So that's where I come in at. The three contracts that I have, they are assigned to me. Why did they get assigned to me? Because I paid the activation fee of $100 for each one of those contracts. So when I paid the activation fee, that authorizes now Cryptex to take those funds that the bank has loaned that contract and work it through the investments of different currencies and whatever investment that is profitable, and then create a passive income and have that money starting at $30,240 if it's a 3-year, and $43,200 if it's a 5-year. And that money is compounded every day. Now just think about it. You're not starting out with that $100. You're starting out with $43,200 being compounded every day. And so once it is compounded, the interest that it makes, the profit that it makes from being compounded, is paid daily into my account every day, 7 days a week. And so I don't have to pay any money. I don't have no monthly payments. I don't have to manage nothing. I don't have to sell anything. I don't have to do anything but make that one transaction on day one. I'm going to take $100 on the first day to activate a contract. The bank is going to start me with $43,200. The very second day of that contract, that $43,200 will have compounded and paid me, and the interest dividends that will be added to the $43,200 to increase my total. And then the next day, that higher balance is going to be compounded again. And every day that money is paid, the profits is paid into my account. Now, you say, well, how's the bank and the insurance company working with all of this? Well, the banks love it because The banks are making 6.75% annual interest off of every contract. That is really good for the bank because normally the bank makes about 1.5 to 2%. But now in this case, they're getting 6.75% on average annual interest for every contract. And there are millions of contracts. So you got to see the bank is doing pretty good. What about the insurance company? Why would the insurance company do this and you don't have to make the payment? Well, the contract is what the insurance company is insuring, or the bank loan that is made to the contract. So the insurance company loves it because for every 5-year contract, they're making $300 a month. That's $300 automatically, not because you and I have to pay it, but it is done automatically. Cryptex manages it, and it's just automatically done without human involvement. And so the insurance company makes $18,000 off of every contract. That's 5 years. Now just imagine this is global, worldwide, all over the world. 1 million contracts is $18 million just by itself. So the insurance company is fine. Cryptex, that does the management of all of the things relative to this project, is paid $30 per account. For every contract, they get paid $30, not account, every contract. So when I opened the 3-year contract, Cryptex started making $30 every month for the next 36 months. When I opened a 5-year contract, Cryptex started earning $30 for every month for the next 5 years, 60 months. So Cryptex is good because there are millions of contracts, and there are millions of these contracts worldwide. And so Cryptex is okay too. So we've seen Cryptex is making their money. We see that the banks making their money. We see the insurance company making their money. And so your question could still be, who's paying this? Well, let me say right off the top, you don't have to pay a dime. I told you that the only money you're going to be out of total in 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years is $100. This money is paid automatically from the profits. The profits that is generated is paid daily to the different entities, are set aside, taken out of the profits to make the payment of the insurance, to make the interest payment to the bank, and now to make the monthly management payment to Cryptex, and now the other payment comes to the participant, and that's me. So all of the debt, all of the bills that has to be paid, or the parties that have to be paid, are paid from the profits. And let's not forget, the bank loan is insured 100%. And that just, let's not forget that, because that is extremely powerful for you, because it should cause you to realize you don't have a lot of risk here at all. It's not like you're going to be sinking $1,000 in something, or $10,000 or $20,000 in something in hopes that it produces and generate a lot of income, and then it fails and you lost those thousands of dollars. This is not that. You're never going to spend more than $100 per contract. That's all. They won't let you spend no more than $100 per contract, and they don't want your startup capital. This is the secret to the success, because most projects want you to invest thousands of dollars, and especially with the potential to earn the kind of thousands of dollars that we're talking about and we'll explain in a minute. So now, that's what it's going to cost you if you choose to participate in the project. There's nothing for you to do, so you don't have to worry about that. Nothing for you to sell, don't have to worry about that. No meetings to attend, don't have to worry about that. If you want to be a part of the affiliate program where you want to earn even more income, you can choose to be a part of that. But you can simply make a one-time activation fee of $100 for a 5-year, a 3-year, or 7-year contract, and make literally thousands of dollars, anywhere from 35,000 to over 470,000, up to $1,000,000 in 3, 5, or 7 years. We'll go through the numbers more detailed in a moment. Now, I told you that I'm just going to have this conversation because I'm already in, and I'm watching what it does, and I know I've got friends and I've got church members that are colleagues of mine in ministry. And I know that there are sometimes this skepticism about these type of programs, but you got to understand something. You're going to throw away more than $100 in 5 years. It may buy you some junk food, some chips or soda or whatnot, but you're going to spend a whole lot more than that. So I'm trying to tell you that very rare do you come across a project that will let you be a part of it with just a single one-time activation fee of $100, and you have the potential to earn upward to $1,000,000 and do absolutely no work. Now, you got to know that that's very rare, but that's the reality. The world of finances is changing. If you don't change with it, you're just going to be left behind, because it is changing. And so I have done my due diligence. I have searched it out. I have discussed it with experts. I have looked at the banking industry in which it operates from. And I am thoroughly convinced that it is something that I want to do, and I am doing it. Okay, I am doing it. And so I want to take you back into the back office and show you what my account is looking like that I just started just a few months ago. As I told you, every day I'm paid monies into my account, and I'm doing absolutely nothing. Some of you went to work today and got paid. You ought to take $100 and make that decision today. I'm telling you, you ought to take $100 and make that decision today, so that 5 years from today, you'll have over $470,000. And if you want to take more than $100 and do it, you can. But I would implore you to at least get started. If you want to get a 3-year contract, the 3-year contract will turn you back $35,000. And that's a good deal for $100 activation fee, no work, no other involvement, and you get $35,000. The reason you're getting the 35,000, first of all, is because it's 3 years. The bank loaned 30,240, and that compounded for 3 years is what gave you a profit of 35,000 after the insurance company was paid, after the bank got their 6.75% interest, after Cryptex got its $30 every month. You had 35 plus $1,000 left over that 3-year contract. The 5-year contract now is a lot more because it gets bigger the longer you stretch it out. So the 5-year contract is going to pay you 471 plus $1,000. So I encourage you to make that decision that best suits your life and your family. And I would go further to say that I believe that all of us, if you're watching, I believe that we ought to take the advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity while we can. Because our government is having senators' meetings and congressman meetings talking about this, what I'm telling you about right now. Trying to take the lead in this currency all over the world. And when the United States does that, there's going to be regulations that could limit access to the average person. And all they got to do is say you must have $30,000 or $25,000 initially. And that alone will stop many average people from getting involved. See, that's how the monopolizing of opportunities have been in many industries that has kept the average or the poor person from being able to participate. But right now, you can get in right now, get ahead of the curve. There are no restrictions. You don't have to do a credit check. No reports of no kind. You can get in, and for a measly $100, I'm talking about one single $100 bill, is all that you will spend over 5 years to have an opportunity or a possibility of bringing home over $470,000. So now just think about that for a moment and ask yourself, is it worth me taking that step? Okay. Now let's go into my back office. I'm going to just actually pull up my screen share and try to make sure that I get this right the first time. I have, let's see, I believe I'm trying to, I want to go actually where you can watch as we log into our back office. So let's see. Okay, now I am sharing, and here is my login page for Cryptex. My email address is in it already. My secured password is already here. And now I'm going to press the login. And wait just a moment, it'll into the back office. And I'm going to just go through some of the numbers here. I know you won't understand everything in this back office, and I'm not going to attempt to try to go over everything here. I just want to take a moment to let you see that what I'm telling you is real. It is, and I'm showing it to you in real time. That's all I want you to understand, because I've got many other videos that go a lot further into it than that. Now, if you look right here, I need to just explain a few of these numbers. You'll see where it says overview total stake balance. That is $124,102.07. That's what's in the stake balance right now. So you'll see here the bank, this is the loan. Just follow me right through here. The loan is showing up right here. And it should have just, let's see if I can highlight it all the way across. Yes, the loan that the banks gave me for all three contracts is $116,640. That's two 5-year contracts and one 3-year contract. And that's what this is telling me right here, that I have 3 DeFi hybrid contracts active. This right here, where you see the staking pool right here, and you can see all of this. Um, this is telling you that these that are in green are active. The 24-month is closed. They no longer offer the 24-month, and they have a 10-year contract. It is pending. It's not available right now. So the 3 contracts that are available now is the 36-month, the 60-month, and the 84-month. Now, the profit that I've made from this so far is $7,462.07. Now, you see that little icon next to these numbers? That's a lock. That means that this money cannot be taken out. It cannot be moved until the end of the contract term. It is this money that is being used to bring me daily money. So that's not my money. I didn't put a dime of this money in it. See, the bank advanced this starting capital. And then Cryptex took this amount and started investing it in different commodities and whatever they did. I don't even know the things. I have not seen. I don't have to deal with that aspect of it at all. But now that they're doing that, they're getting paid dividends. And every day that money is compounded, and the interest profit is paid to my account, as well as the interest profit pays all of the other partners. Like the interest pays the insurance company, the interest to it pays the Cryptex management, the interest pays the bank. So I don't have any financial obligation to the insurance company, no financial obligation to the bank, and I have no financial obligation to the Cryptex management. So this 7,000 take home. It'll sit there. What happens now, it gets added to the 16,000, and that's what make this 24,000 total. So now the 124,000 is what's going to be compounded, and I will get more money put in my account. Today was not a high day. I got paid $120.91 from these 3 contracts. Okay, that's what I made today. Now, you may say that's not a lot of money. Let it keep compounding over 5 years, and all 3 of these contracts will bring in over $1,050,000. And what do I do to To get that, simply activate the contracts and do nothing else. Okay, so I wanted you to see that these are real accounts that are active. You can see the total that I've got here in the total overview. Profits locked is $4,462.07. That's the money that I have made from these three contracts, all because I simply saw the program, watched all of the material, knew something about cryptocurrency, knew something about the blockchain already, have several accounts on the blockchain, know how secure it is. But what shocked me was the amount of exposure that I have financially. I expected to have a lot more exposure than I do, but now in this, I don't have any financial exposure. What does that mean? It means that I'm not obligated to pay nobody anything. It means if you get involved with this, you're not obligated to pay anybody anything, and you can never lose your thousands of dollars because you don't have to put no thousands of dollars into this project. See, so you're using the bank's money. So if it goes completely down, you're not uh, exposed. You're not going to be taking the loss because there's no financial responsibility on you whatsoever. So your only risk in 5 years is $100, which equals $20 a year. Now you can afford to lose $20 a year, but if you are part of this project and it goes the term, that same $20 will have brought you nearly $100,000. Guys, this is the banking industry. This is the financial world. This is why trillions and trillions and billions and millions of dollars are made every day without people having to go to work. They allow their money to work for them. So that's what we see here. Now we're going to go dive into this a little bit further to break it up so that you can see it, and then I'm going to be done with this because, again, I just wanted you to really get an inside look at it again. Here are the numbers. That's all this telling you, the numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight them a little bit so that you can kind of see them a little clearer. And we'll start at the beginning where we see the 124,000. That's the total stake balance. Right next to it, we have the 116,640. That's how much the bank loaned. Right next to that, we have the $7,462. That's what I have made up to now from the three contracts that I have. Today, I made $120.91. Coming back over to the left side, active stake balance in the D536. If you're looking at the D536, you'll see right here, that's the 3 year. So the total balance in this account is $32,838.61 plus what this is $30,240 is what the bank loaned. Profit so far from the 3 year contract is $2,598.61. Today, the 3 year contract paid me $20.27. If we go on down and look at active stake balance, DeFi 60. Well, I got 2 5-year contracts. So the bank loaned those contracts $86,400. There's a balance in those 2 contracts now of $91,263.46, which means I've made to this day $4,863.46. Those two 5-year contracts paid me $100.64 today. So let's go a little bit further into these numbers and see them so that we can have a final clarification. If we look at this one right here on the bottom, this is your Cryptex Hybrid D5 36. That's a 3-year. And you can see it is registered active. Let's look at when we started it. We started it on December the 28th of last year, not long ago. It will expire or end on December the 27th, 2027. Up to now, this 3-year contract has made me $2,598.61. Again, it paid me today $20.27. Let's look at the first 5-year contract then. The first 5-year contract was started in, it's active again. You can see it's active. It started on March the 22nd, 2025, just a few weeks ago. It will end March the 21st, 2030. It has paid me already $3,508.84. And today it paid me $51.69. Let's look at the second 5-year contract. This is it right here. And you can see again, this is the contract numbers right underneath it as well. And you see it is active also. When did it start? It started April the 27th, 2025, just a couple of weeks or so ago. It will, and already it has paid me $1,354.62. Today it paid me $48.96. So these are the 3 contracts that I have working right now. And just think about what I've just told you. I paid a $100 activation fee for each one of them. And I do absolutely nothing else. And my account keeps growing every day. Every day, my account gets bigger and bigger. Well, now you might say, well, you can't use it now. I want to say to you, and I'll come back out of here because there's nothing else that I want to take you through in this window. So let's come back to the page here. Hopefully we get this right. Yes. There's the one thing that I want to say to you parents and you husband and wives and ministers alike. I know that there's a tendency to want what we want now. And one of the problems that has plagued many of families is that they simply live for the day and never thought about making plans for what they desire the future of their lives to be like. For the most part, many in the church don't believe that they should even do so. Many in the church die and leave a bill for their family because they don't believe they should really. They just believe that, okay, God will do it. God will fix it. God doesn't, we don't have to worry about it. So we're just going to trust the Lord. And I believe in trusting the Lord, but that's ignorant. To go that way is being ignorant of what God's word instructs us. And so what happens is we get down to the point of dying, and our families now have to try to beg and borrow money just to put us in the ground. That is not what it should be, and it doesn't have to be. So I'm urging you to consider. Many families will go out and buy their children a pair of shoes, Jordans, or whatever their athletic star is. They'll buy those shoes and sometimes spend well over $100 for them. Or they'll buy that outfit. They'll take them to a theme park. Or they'll just grab the family and go out to dinner. And all of those things will spend more than $100. But when it comes to investing in your future and the future of your children and investing so that you can leave a legacy in your family line, we are sometimes the poorest of the poor and have checked out. So I'm asking you to really consider this. Consider status quo. This is an opportunity because I want you to be in a better position. And I know that it's not going to solve the issue right now. Some of you will look at this and say, well, I can't be doing something now for talking about 5 years later. Well, if we had done something 5 years earlier, we wouldn't be like we are today. If we had gotten involved with the stock of Walmart, the stock of Federal Express, the stock of Sam's Club, the stock of Amazon, if we'd have gotten involved with that, it only took $10. That's all we had to do, invest $10. And that $10 would have had you with 2 or 3 million now. But we didn't do it. It would have got involved with Windows when Windows came out. We didn't do it. Many things have passed people by because they just didn't accept it to be what it was being heralded as being. So that's one of the reasons I wanted you to go into my back office, take a look at my real account, see my real contracts, and when I show them to you again tomorrow, the balance of income is going to increase. And every day it's going to increase. After a while, there will be $10,000 that I will have in that same account. And the total money that I've spent is $100 per contract. So if I get 10 of those contracts, you're talking about upwards to $5 million in revenue and not having to do any work. Let me say something to you real candidly. There are people that get up in the morning and they have nothing to do and no concerns about finances. So I want you, I really want you to ask yourself, how can they do that? And they're not all selling drugs. They're not all, they're not all in that. But people are making smart decisions. They're letting the money work for them instead of them working for money. That's why they can be home all day. That's why they can take trips around the world. That's why they can get into programs and spearhead impactful programs and make contributions to missions. That's why they're able to do it, because they made smart decisions. And now while they're doing this thing over here, that is something that they have a heart and a passion to do, money is still working for them. So I want to encourage you, if you're a parent, this is for you. If you got some children, get them a contract. If you and your spouse, get a contract. Grandmother, get a contract. Whoever you are, get at least one 5-year contract. Get at least one. I guarantee you, if you get one, you'll get another one. But you just got to make the start. So I wanted to take time to just share with you, because I know that it sometimes can be difficult and sometimes can be scary to take that step. But if you seriously are interested in knowing how to turn $100 into thousands in 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years, that link on the screen will give you more information, give you the place that you can sign up and do it. I will be available if you want me to do it. I have a service that you can purchase, and I will set it up for you. I'll stay with you until you get a complete setup. Then I won't have to do anything else. Neither will you. So that service will cost you about between $55 and $75. So if you want me to do it, you don't need me to do it. But sometimes people would rather have somebody that are doing it, that know a little bit more about it, to make sure they can look over their shoulders and that to make sure that they're not making any mistakes. So if you want that service, it's available for you. But I can surely tell you that you don't really need it unless you feel more comfortable having it. Okay. So I want to encourage you to encourage others. Let's make a smart decision and change the financial future, not only of yourself, but of your family and your family's families for years and years to come. I hope you've been blessed. I'm Bishop Jerome Jones. And I'm saying to viewers here and around the world, if you go with God, I know that God will surely go with you. And until the next time, you do now, by all means, have yourself a Jesus-filled day. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. Join us every week as we discuss aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. This is your opportunity to delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world, and discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. So until next time, God bless from your friends at Making Provisions for Ministries with host Bishop Jerome Jones.